What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Let me get this up. Hello, everyone. Let's go to No Game. Sky King is here, back with you again. We have a special night planned. We are going to attempt to make LODs for Skyland. We're going to attempt this. I'm not going to say it's going to happen. I'm not going to say that it's going to be right. None of that stuff, but we're going to try and do it, okay? Yeah, everybody's been waiting. My couch is a mess. Hold on. Let's make the couch pretty. All right. So what does this mean? Well, we got to generate a lot of stuff. So there's going to be a lot of waiting while things just generate. So it's going to be more of waiting than doing anything and then testing to see if it actually looks right. I've been sent detailed instructions on how to do this, and I'm going to use your help in deciphering these instructions because I have a problem that my girlfriend consistently brings up, is that I look but don't see. So maybe you'll see the instructions while I read them, and we can figure them all out together. Okay. Also, I want to do something else too. I'm going to flip this mic out. We're going to use the new mic because I want to see if it sounds good in the stream. Okay. So give me 2 seconds. We have a shock mount that we have to put on here. This is a shock mount. As you can see, when I go, you shouldn't be able to hear that. That's what shock mounts avoid happening, as opposed to this. Okay, so this is from Neumann, and it's like $300 fucking dollars, but it came free with the microphone, so I'm not complaining about that. Let's get this out. Here we go. All right, now we are back. Different microphone. This one should sound a bit smoother. I hope it sounds a bit smoother. I'll tell you, setting up microphones is never fun nor easy. I usually try to keep them on the mic stand, like this. I just keep them on the mic stand because they suck so hard at putting on. All of my mic stands have a microphone on them. Gear. I love all my gear is a lot less. Was educational, learn the basics of what needs to get decent voice capture for voice streaming. Yeah. Is it smoother? Good. That's what this microphone is all about, is being smoother. And if you want it to be a little less bassy, flip this guy. There we go. So now it's a little less bassy. So I got some things running in the background for LODs real quick. And while that's loading, I'm going to test this trap real quick, because I put a trap in here, and so I'm going to see if this works at all. But I got to get myself a glass sword, because these enemies are tough for a level 1. Player.add item space. There we go. Glass hammer here. Goodbye. I put more enemies in here. I had some people test this, and I'm very happy that they tested it. And I want to say thank you to everyone who tested. Uh-oh. And I adjusted the difficulty of a lot of them. So there's a lot more mediums than everybody just being easy enemies. This is a medium. I should probably turn on God mode too. Alright. Let's continue. Alright, here we go for trap time. Oh! They all fell behind me. Okay. That's okay. Welcome. Got another medium. And then here we have a new secret room. Well, it's a secret. It's not really a secret because you can obviously see it. But you do have to go down to the bottom right of the map. So. And this is the cool little secret room. So you get a cool enchanting table, an alchemy table, a shelf, treasure chest. Nice. It all works. I was worried about that. And everything's been nav meshed, and cover has been identified. My skeevers. Any more? No. So at this point, now this guy's hard, this guy's medium, and this guy's easy. There's easy. Don't remember which one's hard and which one's medium here. That was the medium guy. And this is the hard guy. So what I'm going to have is the left and right chamber is going to have a key fragment. And I'll put it in this chest here. And so you have to go to each chamber before you can go to the boss chamber. And then I put a sitting... Oh, wait. I put a sitting guy right over here. What I like is that, like, I have him sitting here like on a coffin, right? You can't really see it. It's a coffin there. And then I put some treasure here. I need to put a treasure up there. Also, my furs, for some reason, texture these things. I don't remember, I don't know why one of my fur textures is doing this, but whatever, I'll take it. Maybe it's from the tents. Kill cam. And then there's the boss chamber. Now down here, my enemies are messed up. So I've got to redo them. That guy's right. This guy's right. And I put everybody who comes out of a coffin, I put them at medium. That way you can't kill them before they come out of the coffin. This is a sleeping one. So that guy was here asleep on the rocks. Now there's supposed to be one here and one just standing here. Well, there's supposed to be one here that bounces between the bookshelf and the jars. But he just dies, and then the other one, I don't know what happens to him. Then we have an arrow archer here. Bam. You're supposed to be easy. You're a medium. There's our boss down there. Well, our mini boss. With some skeever action. I like the skeevers. Because nobody ever puts them in the Nordic dungeons. Where'd you go? There you are. He didn't even know where I was going. There's my second archer guy back here. Skeever. And then the other key fragment will be here in this chest. Coup. Up here we should have a popper. There's that. So I need to make that popping thing happen the whole hall width. So if you come down this way, it'll pop as soon as you get in here. This should be a medium. Cool. So that takes care of that, which now means I can have both key fragments, and I go to the main center passage. Everybody should be dead. It'd be really cool if I could have the enemies regen, so you'd have to kill them all over again. That's what I would like to happen. So boom, unlock the door. We didn't really, we're pretending. Then bam, bam, bam. This guy's a medium. Should be. Yeah. Cool. And then we've swapped this dude out. And let me see what it says on the HUD. Yeah. Draugr Scourge Lord. And he'll be a little spongy, but not like the Dragon Priest was. So we're just going to go ahead and hit kill. Actually, no. Let's pull him back. I want to see if he comes over here. See if I can get him stuck. Okay, so he's not going to come to us because I deleted the nav mesh here, which is good. But what I might actually do... No. I want to get it to where you can't hide anywhere. See, like, you can just stand here and pound them with arrows. So that's going to be a problem. So I do need to nav mesh everything over here and just move stuff out of the way. So Brandy was probably right with the heads trapping them, so... I can't have any spots in the room that he can't get to that you can. That's basically what I'm saying. Right? I wish he would shout. Cool. Gives you nothing. Here's the key. Bam, bam, bam. Cool. And that should be the dungeon. So a quick 10-minute dungeon to do the whole thing. 15 minutes. How long have I been streaming? Don't even know. So that should be okay. I think that should be an okay dungeon, to be honest. For a quickie. Nothing. Yeah, you like the enemy testing? That's good. All right. I hear cats being fed. I hear you feeding cats. Okay, so where's my EMB and why is it not on? Oh, it is. And then, of course, here's the exterior. It's not a fancy, massive exterior. It's a part of the castle, basically. So, and I did nav mesh outside, too. Right? So that's all been nav meshed. And it has a map marker, of course. You know what? Kill all. So it's been nav meshed. I didn't nav mesh through here. Just because I don't think they would be able to get over. Like, I can't walk in a straight line and get over it, so I didn't nav mesh through here. So they will walk around to get you if you stand out front. Everybody that's guarding this castle. But the thing is, with this castle, let's do world map here. So, Morvenskar is a stronghold. And according to the lore of Elder Scrolls, Morvenskar was built. It has no like military strategic purpose, right? It's not in a good place to have strategic purpose. But what its design is to house guards to guard the crypts. These crypts. That was the sole purpose of this fort. And the reason is because all the royalty from Windhelm is buried here in these crypts. So there's a lot of artifacts and stuff that's in the crypts. And that's and of course the remains of royal family and the servants. So the guards here protect the crypts. And that's why this fort is here. According to Elder Scrolls lore. And I guess there's just a lot of grave robbers and people that want the artifacts because they're magical or something. And in Skyrim there are no crypts in this game, so I made the crypts. I felt like it was a piece of lore that should have been built, you know. So I'm solving a problem with this dungeon. Now I think what would be cool is like over time add cool artifacts to the dungeon that you can find, or maybe a quest to go out and find artifacts and return them to the crypts. You know, kind of like have other dungeons and there's like, I don't know, 3 to 5 artifacts. So make 3 to 5 more dungeons, and like the thieves in those dungeons have the artifacts and you have to go kill the boss and get the artifact and return it back to here. I think that would be a pretty cool thing to do. So yeah, so there's a lot of potential with this little bitty dungeon by just creating more dungeons and link them all together with a cool story. So yeah, so that's what I was thinking of doing. Anyway, let's move on to the reason why we're here today. We are gathered here today to create LODs. We're here to create LODs for Skyland, and that's what we're going to do. Okay? Now, I have instructions on how to do this. Yeah, it's just not a random dungeon. So I'm going to go to my chat here real quick. And I'm going to copy this. Here we go. So here's our instructions. I'm going to divide this up. And you can use these instructions too. All right, so there's our steps. Your challenge is to complete the LODs before my Tinder date comes over so I can... You don't have a Tinder date. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go into my overwrite folder here. I'm going to keep all of this. This is okay. .NET script. These I can actually delete. Yes. SKSE plugins. Cool. That's my Chad. Okay. Cool. Also, the reason I have a grass thing in here, I did not cache my grass when I do the grass cache. It basically caches as I play the game. So I'm like, it's a nice compromise than having to wait for hours and hours for the game to crash. All right, I mean to cache. Sorry, I didn't mean to roast anyone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was rude of me. All right. So, step 1. We want to make sure that only Skyland is active in MO2. So before we do any of that, okay? Before we do any of that, I am going to turn all of this on. Sorry. Okay. Bam, 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 bam. All right. I'm going to take this and hit create backup and create backup. And then I'm going to select all. And I am going to disable selected. So now everything is disabled. I'm going to disable everything, even my Helgen fix. Okay? And then I'm only going to turn on Skyland AIO. That's it. Nothing else. Now I need my slow... Now should I... Yeah, I'm going to do slow green. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to open and explore this. And I'm just going to do a new folder real quick. BU. BU stands for backup. I'm going to put my water in there. And I'm going to open up my actual Skyland game folder, my Skyland database folder here. I'm going to go into watercolor, go into vanilla, and copy this guy and put it in here. Bam. And then refresh that. There's my watercolor. All right, so now we just have the vanilla watercolor. And I also have lit road signs, which I'm going to turn off because lit road signs is not in the base for the Xbox Skyland. And anybody who's worth their salt using this on PC just needs to generate their own LODs, to be honest with you. So that's that. Let's run the game with just Skyland installed. No lit road signs. This should be okay. This should be okay. Hey, David. Okay, so let's say hi to people here. Snarky, hello. Brandy, hello. Stonespire, hello. I hope you're doing well, Stone. Let me know if you got a job. Nick, hello. And David, hello. Y'all make sure you hit like for me. No. So I'm going to do COC Riverwood. Yeah, hit the like, subscribe. I know you're already all subscribed, but hit the like button. Because I love you. Oh, this looks amazing. Let's turn off our EMB. And that's what the game looks like. Look how smooth that runs. Hold on. Let me go to game scene. Game scene. All right. Oh, y'all look so bad. NPCs look horrible, but my frame rate is amazing. I'm just topped out at 57 frames per second in 2K. This is what Skyland watercolor looks like when you don't have any water mods, mind you. If any of you ever wondered, this is what the water looks like. With no realistic water 2, no simplicity of water, or whatever it's called. Water for EMB, I'm sorry. I want to say shout out to the creator of Cathedral Weathers for sharing the tip on how to hide the water seams. To hide the water edge. That helped out a lot. That is a big issue. There's still a little bit of it, but it looks realistic. It's not like this jarring seam that's happening here. So yeah, so Skyland is installed. We have 0 LODs. And we're going to test the LOD thing real quick, because what I want to do is kind of get this before and after of what's happening, just to make sure that the LODs are generated. We also have to do a bit of texture touch-up. So let me turn on my God mode here, so I can run forever. Also, when you see stuff like this, I get a lot of people that will comment and post a picture of this like it's a bug. You're going to see that everywhere. Here it is again. Here it is here. Here it is here. Here it is here. All around. In fact, we can just turn the grass off. And you're going to see seams. Seams galore. Basically, this dirt cliff is its own mesh. So this, let's do this. Let's find one here. So this is the land. This is the actual land mesh. That is all of Skyrim. This is the land. This is a mesh. This is like Rocks 01 or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the mesh name is. And you're going to get a seam because that's where they just place the mesh into the landscape. Right? So this is the land. This is the landscape. This is a mountain mesh. This is a cliff, a dirt cliff mesh. So you can see where they've kind of tucked it in. And you can see where they've tucked it in. Now, sometimes you get issues and where they didn't tuck it in. So you get stuff that looks like this. How fun is that? You're going to get mesh like this. If you can see, let me do set game hour to 14. So you see this issue here. So this is Fieldgrass 02 Dirt Cliff. So it has the Fieldgrass 02 texture on it. And it's a dirt cliff mesh. We're standing on it. This is the landscape mesh. This is the land for all of Skyrim. And here they have painted it Dirt 01 or something. Field Dirt 01? I can't remember. Maybe it's just Dirt 01. Anyway, they should have painted it Fieldgrass 02 so it would blend. It did not, so you get a seam. Skyland doesn't do anything about this. You can't blend meshes with the landscape. You just have to paint them the same texture. Or choose the mesh that has the same texture as you've painted the landscape. That's what I basically mean to say. So don't think that there's a mess up with your texture mods. Don't think that, because all of the texture mods that you get are going to have that seam. unless somebody goes into the creation kit and repaints the landscape to blend in with that mesh. Which, if you want to be that person and just walk all over Tamriel and just repaint landscapes, again, here it is. Road mesh, landscape mesh, seam. Let's see. Yeah, you're not going to get rid of all of the seams. It sure seems we can't. Oh my god. Ugh. Have mercy. Yes, Boris, and like an auto blending feature, some seams are stubborn. Yeah, the only thing is you're just not going to get a fix between mesh and landscape. You might get it on the landscape itself, which is a whole other issue. Basically, all of Tamriel is all of Skyrim. I say Tamriel. All of Skyrim is divided up into cells, much like interior cells. And so, like, we're in cell C2, and now we're in cell C3. So, all of these are cells. Each cell can have 7 landscape textures assigned to it. So what will happen is if both cells that are butted up to each other don't share the same 7 textures, there's a chance you can get seams. So for instance, if you're going into a snowy area, that's where you're really going to see some seams. Or if you're going into an area with a different a different kind of zone. So if you're going from Whiterun into the Reach uses different landscape textures. If the cells in Whiterun that butt up to those cells in the Reach don't share the same textures, they're not going to blend. You're going to get seams, which again, you can't fix unless you go into the creation kit and repaint the landscape of those cells. So that's going to be where you're going to see those seams. It doesn't matter if they have alpha maps or not. You're not going to get any transition. And alpha maps really only help out on meshes. So for instance, if we look here, this is an alpha map. That dirt ridge has an alpha map to make it that jaggedy edge on it. If it didn't have the alpha map, it would just be this straight line around it. And you're not going to really get that unless it's like the pebbles or something like that. That's the only time you really kind of see the magic of the alpha maps happening. Hello, Valhalla. Good to see you. More wolves. You know, I'm not gonna lie. This without the grass. Love you, Snarky. Without the grass, it kind of has this like kind of Zelda feel to it. Doesn't it? It seems like the flora is good enough. You add the grass. Yeah, the grass looks really cool. It's a different look. But even without it, it looks pretty cool. I think it kind of holds its own. All right, so we're going to look at the LODs. And we're going to do it from this high vantage point here. I really wanted to get kind of an area where I could see all around me. Okay. All right. So if we TFC this, these are going to be vanilla LODs here. These are vanilla LODs. These are actual game textures, but these are all vanilla LODs. Game textures, game textures. I don't know why it's using my mountain textures, even all the way back here. I thought it would go into LOD mode. Vanilla LODs, right here. Of course the trees are, the snow is. All right, so we have a good distance that we can see here. I really wanted to get it to where the castle wasn't a part of it, but the interior is all we really need to see. Okay, because when we generate LODs, it's not going to do some of these interior buildings. And we need to get we need to be able to see those, but I can see them here also. Because we're going to fix those roofs. Cool. All right. We're going to do a quick save. And we're going to get this going. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a good night. Hello, Minty. I do like that name. That's funny. Minty. All right, so our instructions are as follows. First, let me clear all of this. first you want to do is make sure only Skyland is active. Okay. Launch TextGen from MO2, Mod Organizer 2, and select Stitched Object LODs. So we're going to do TextGen. So here's TextGen, and we're going to run it. For SSE, start TextGen. Let me go to my TextGen folder also. And so games, Skyrim programs, DynDoLOD. I'm going to go into my TextGen output and make sure that this is all deleted. Same for DynDoLOD, all deleted. I'm going to shrink that down. All right. So this says, launch TextGen from Mod Organizer 2 and select Stitched Object LOD. Okay. And uncheck trees and grass. Uncheck. Click start. So should I do, I'm going to do 256 because that also covers 1080. 256 is the best option for 1K and 2K. So I'm going to keep it that. Might be a larger mod than last time, but I don't care. Here we go. And then BC7 quick. Cool. This all looks good. And start. Kincaid on Discord. I used to have a Dr. Kincaid. So the TextGen usually runs pretty fast. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Fuck. Hold on. Can I exit out? We forgot to do something very important. Let's run this again. SSE, start TextGen. Finished gathering records for billboards. Okay, so I don't have to choose locations. So in DynDoLOD and in the other one, what's the other one, Betsy? I can't remember. I mean, not Betsy, Brandy. What's the other one called? I can't remember. SSE LODGen. You have to choose the locations in Skyrim that of which you want to generate LODs for. So usually I just say, you know, Skyrim and the Markarth areas. I really don't gen LODs for like the DLC 2 and stuff. So with this, I have to make sure that I select all the locations to generate LODs for. So this should go by pretty quick. The DynDoLOD will actually take a while. What's our next step? Copy the textures folder into your Skyland folder where MO2 stores mods. Okay. So there's this, and we will go and get that in a second. So once this is done, blah, 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 we'll copy and paste this into our Skyland folder. Into the textures, well, into the home folder, and it'll auto go into the textures folder. We could open it up and copy and paste all of these, but it's okay. I know what I'm doing. I don't really know what I'm doing. So I've been putting this off for a while because I didn't know how to do it. The last time we had LODs that we released for Xbox and PC, we had someone else do it. So we're going to zip and exit. And I'm going to open this up. I'm going to shrink this down. And I'm just going to drag this to my desktop. All right. So now I'm going to copy this. I'm going to keep that there, but I'm just going to put this here. Okay. MO2, Skyland AIO, open and explore, and paste. And which ones? Yeah. So these are actually bigger and smaller. So we'll just use the ones that were created. That's fine. It's fine. Oh, Daniel. Well, we can go ahead and say goodnight because these LODs are going to fail miserably and my computer's going to catch fire. Daniel is here, and we can expect this all to mess up. Next up, hello Daniel, Merry Christmas. I hope you're doing well. We love you. Once that finishes, download folder, texture folder should be just called textures. Copy the textures folder into your Skyland folder when to stores mods. Got it. Done. Next, you want to run SSE LOD Gen Terrain LOD Beta. What? SSE LOD Gen 64. What? Wait. SSE LOD Gen Terrain LOD Beta. Is this a thing? This is his own thing, huh? Let me see. So is SSE LOD Gen and SSE LOD Gen Terrain LOD Beta the same thing? These are real questions. I'm just going to download this. I'm not sure. So here this is Bob. Let me go into Skyrim programs, and here's my SSE LOD Gen. I think it's the same program. No, maybe it's not. So I'm going to do new folder. SSE LOD Gen Terrain LOD Beta. And I'm just going to put all of these in here. Okay. Just because they have different they had different settings. So in here I'm going to do this wheel, and I'm going to hit +, and I'm going to add from file, Skyrim programs, and choose this guy. And I'm going to hit apply and OK for right now. But I'm going to do this, all mods. I'm going to create an empty mod above, and I'm going to call this SSE LOD Gen Terrain Beta. Okay. I'm going to drag it right up here. Go back to my wheel. And this is cool. Terrain, if I can spell. And I'm going to say create files in a mod, and I'm going to choose what we just created. Let's see. Right here. Apply and OK. So now we're going to do what we just installed. Wait. The designated write target is not enabled. Oh, okay, sorry. So we got to enable the mod that we just created, the empty mod we just created. So what's going to happen is what? Can have Steam run the game's launcher. Cannot find INI. What? Source code for the program says you turns into whatever. Yeah, let me go into its folder real quick, because what I want it to do, yeah, it's looking for Fallout. So instead, screw that. I'm going to just use this one, not SSE Edit, this one, because I know it works. And I believe it's the same program. Terrain LOD Beta. Yeah, okay, cool. It is the same one. So here you can see that you can select all the locations. So we're going to select all of the locations. Okay. And for this, you'll want to have all of your meshes and textures for Skyland and Skyland's data folder, as the XLodge and terrain LOD beta is not run from MO2. Well, I am. That will output the terrain LOD meshes and textures into the data folder. Let's run it like this and see if it does, because I am running this via MO2. So I'm going to just try this anyway. I don't need trees. Do I need terrain LOD? Or did I already run terrain? It doesn't say what to select in here. Does you want to have all of your meshes and textures in Skyrim's data folder, as the SSE LOD and terrain LOD beta is not run from MO2. So I'm going to do terrain anyway, because I have all of these should be set up. Yes. Okay. I'm going to run terrain with it anyway and call it a day. But let's run it. It should be pooling. Let me see. Let's hope. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking too, but I wasn't sure if TextGen already did it or what happened. But yeah, I'm doing terrain. Then copy the terrain folder and meshes the terrain folder and back to your Skyland folder in your MO2 folder. So what we're going to see is if I can copy and paste it from the output folder right here, this SS LODGen output right here. That's in MO2. We're going to open that up and open it in Photoshop and see if the textures are correct. If they are, we should be good to go. And I will copy and paste what's in here into my Skyland AIO folder. This is for terrain. I think I turned on the other one too. It doesn't matter. And then after that, we'll run the Dynalod. I think you're right, David. Yeah, you're right, Randy. TextGen is just for objects. That's the whole point of running SSE LODGen, is for freaking terrain. So I'm going to move this over here on this menu, on this screen, so I can keep an eye on it. And we're going to fuck around while that runs, because it doesn't matter. It's not like there's nothing else we can do except for this to run for each of the areas in Skyrim. All of Skyrim, all DLC, all the caves, everything. It's going to just generate all of this crap. And so we have to wait. So while this waits, I'm going to explain, for anybody who's interested or doesn't know, some ESO. Usually run LODGen, then TextGen, then Dynalod. Yes, that's correct. These are the rules that he gave me, so I'm following it. He's the... Wait, what? Oh, generating object LOD. Okay. So this is still going here. Okay. Hopefully this will go by fast. So I want to talk to you about some ESO stuff while we wait for LODs. People ask me, they go, hey, Sky King, I really hate MMOs. And I'm with you. I hate MMOs also. I'm not an MMO fan. I don't like MMOs. I don't like playing against other people. The only time I like to play against other people is if I am playing a first-person shooter, right? Like Battlefield, Battlefront, Splitgate, Call of Duty. I already said COD. Doom, I guess. Those are the only times I like to play. But in ESO, it's different. Will the new Skyland LOD be in Skyland AIO? No, it's separate. It'll be its own separate mod. There's not enough. The AIO is tapped out. It's at 1 gig right now. I can't add even one more file to the AIO. Shoot, if I run anything besides .LOD, my computer crashes. Heck, even if I look at it wrong, it crashes. That's true. So, ESO, first and foremost, imagine playing Skyland with online. I mean, Skyrim with your friends. Like, that's what ESO is, okay? You can't attack other players. You can't attack other players in ESO for the main part of the game. There's one section in the game where it's player against player. But for instance, this is a real person right here, right? And as you can see, I can't do anything to him. Okay? So, first and foremost, just understand, you're not going to have people coming around killing you. This is not Red Dead Redemption. This is not Grand Theft Auto 5. Nobody can grief you. It doesn't work that way. It's you and thousands of other people roaming around Tamriel. That's it. Now, what do you do in this game then? There is a campaign. It's a standalone game. Once you create your character, you are thrown into Cold Harbor, which is where it is the realm of Molag Bal, and you got to escape. So you escape Cold Harbor, and you meet someone who says, we're going to defeat Molag Bal. When you're ready, come see me. Or I'll let you know when to come see me. And they will let you know. They'll be like, hey, you need to come meet me and we need to start these campaigns. And that's your choice. You can do that or not. It doesn't matter. Looking at the map, this is Somerset. But this is all of Tamriel. Here's Riften. Here's Eastmarch. This is all Whiterun, which is not in the game yet. Western Skyrim, which is where Solitude is. And here's the Reach. So this area is Skyrim. This area is the Skyrim game. And then you have all of these other areas. So we have Murkmire, Blackwood, Elsewhere, Grotwood. This is probably where the next ESO game will be. Is this whole? I don't know if they'll have the Alakir Desert. They might in the next game. But this whole peninsula right here is where they think the next game is going to be. What is that called? Does anybody remember? Point, and you start it's basically its own game, and it'll take you all over Hammerfell, and there's going to be like 30 missions that you have to do, 30 quests for that story. Now there's going to be individual quests. You just come across random strangers that have like side quests, so there's going to be a lot of side quests within that main storyline, and you can decide if you want to take up those side quests or not. And that's all solo. And it'll take you 10 to 15 hours per zone to do. And there is however many zones. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's a lot. What, 20-something zones? So there's a few hundred hours of gameplay that you can do by yourself. You don't need anybody else. The only time that you need to play with other people, and you really don't need to if you're powerful enough, is when you face world bosses. And world bosses are big bosses that walk around. They're sometimes in caves, sometimes they're above, they're on, top side. And you kill them, and you get really cool loot. Which brings me to my next thing. Loot is awesome to have. Loot means you're more powerful, and you're always wanting to loot things. There's many places that you can loot. So you can loot delves, like Shroud Hearth Barrow here, which is also in Skyrim. You can loot mines. You can loot like castles and ruins. And you can loot 4-player dungeons. You can loot single-player dungeons, world bosses, and dolmens. Dolmens is where Molag Bal sends Daedra, and they'll zap down out of the sky in waves. It's like enemy waves. And I will show you a dolmen. Everybody likes the Alakir Desert dolmens. I'm going to see if I can catch one that's popping off. Everybody likes to go to Alakir Desert, especially as a new player, because they just go, it's the dolmen run. There's like 3 to 5 dolmens per zone, and you just hit them all in a row, over and over and over again. I'm gonna see where one is right now. I don't see one popping off. It should pop. One should go any second because it's Alakir Desert. I'll have to check this out at some point. Not an MMO fan, but I love that I can check out other parts of Tamriel. That was my biggest thing, and it's all lore friendly. It's all, you know, story writers that know what they're doing. And this is like 2,000 years before Skyrim, right? So it's a whole different era and time. So here's a dolmen popping off right here. So we're going to, I will show you all the players that like to do this crap. Let's get our horse. So here's a dolmen. It's coming out of the sky. Here's all the people showing up. Look at all these players. So everybody's here. Anything with a red bar, kill it. You only got to hit an enemy one time to get the loot from it. You don't have to kill it. You just have to hit it at least once. Okay? You want to stay out of the red circle. Anytime you see a red circle on the ground, stay out of it because it'll damage you. Alright. So now we have a boss that's going to land. So that was all the waves. I'm going to drop some arrows. Alright, and we kill the boss man. Boss man falls. Kill the extras. Pick up all of the loot. Suck their souls out to heal up. And then here's all the people getting the chest at the end. And the chest is what you want because you get all of the loot. And there you go. And then everybody, here you'll see them. Everybody goes to the way shrine because you can't fast travel. You can. It costs like 200 gold to fast travel from anywhere. But everybody runs back to the way shrine. And they'll go to the next dolmen, which I think is this one. I think it's this guy. Went to the wrong one. Is it this one? No. It's the other one. This guy. Is it this one? No, that's the one we just came from. Which one's popping off? I gotta wait to see the swords. You gotta wait to see the sword icon. Ah, it's this one. So you can see the swords are on it, and that means that that's the one that's going. So then everybody runs over to this one. And you just do this over and over and just keep collecting loot. And that's just a way to kind of level up quick. And here everybody is. So that's another way to get loot. So dungeons, delves, ruins, world bosses, dolmens. Get all the loot that you want. And when you get all of the loot, this is where kind of like Skyrim kind of fails in my mind. We're almost done loading. But when you get all of your loot, you go to the town, any town that you want. I like Alanor. I think it's pretty. And I like pretty. I like elf areas. This guy is always sleeping on the bridge. His name is... Oh, wait. It used to be Sleeps on Bridges. Is that his name? No. Anyway, somebody's always sleeping on the bridge. I don't know why somebody gets an account just to go and sleep on a bridge. But here, you just come here and deconstruct everything. And when you deconstruct it, you get materials from it. And then you can use those materials to craft new armor and stuff. And it levels you up to deconstruct things. I don't know if Skyrim allows you to deconstruct. I know you can destroy enchanted things to learn the enchantment. It doesn't work that way in this game, I don't believe. So yeah, so you just go around and deconstruct everything that you just won. Get that, and then anything that you have left over, go to any of the store people, and then you just sell the rest. Right? I forgot to deconstruct my this stuff. And then you go back to your story mode and just keep doing it over and over again. You go, you play a zone, you beat a few of the quests in the zone, deconstruct a bunch of shit, go back out, pick up where you left off, and complete the zone. And then you go to the next zone, and you do it, and you complete all the zones. Or you can play the story, and the story's really fun, and it takes a long time. And then when the story's done, you then proceed to beat all the zones after that, and it just becomes a thing. All right, so this just got done. LOD gen just got done. So we are going to X out, and I'm going to open up the folder that we just filled up by all of the stuff that it just did. So here's our terrain. It did meshes, right? I don't know what these are here, but we have the textures, terrain. I'm going to just look at Tamriel. Okay. All of these are going to look really, really, really bad. So, but I'm going to open one up just to see. So I do like that you can deconstruct an ESO. Okay, that's, I don't know what the crap that is. That's a 64. Yes. Okay. I want to see if literally anything resembles. All right, that's really far away. What we can do is we could just load it in game. Let's load it up in game. And then that will tell us immediately. We should see it from a distance. It looks like Skyland textures. So then what's cool in ESO is that if you run into a dungeon or a world boss or a dungeon boss and you can't beat it, right? You're having a hard time. You can just jump into chat and say, can anybody help me beat this person? And you'll usually have people that will meet you at the dungeon. And help you beat the boss. All right, so we're going to TFC, and we're going to check out our landscape textures. Looks pretty legit, but we'll know when we go over here. Looks right. The snow's the right color. This looks right. I'm not 100%. I should have done a before and after. That's what I should have done. I don't know why it wants to load full resolution LODs way back here. Might have that in my INI file. This will tell me. Well, that's actually architecture, so that will show. This looks correct. That is correct. But that's a mesh. We're just looking at landscape textures, right? This seems correct. So that's where I'm standing. It blends well. This seems right. I could be completely wrong. But it seems right. I think that's right. I think it's working right. Let me see my map. Yeah. That's correct, isn't it? The snow is so dark, though. It's kind of green looking. Isn't it? So I'm going to quit out. And I want to look at something real quick. And that SSC LOD gen. Yeah, it does seem right. No, I've never used the positioner. What does that do? So here, I'm going to take off this objects real quick. And that should save us a lot of time. If we go to brightness, and I do like, I'm going to set it to 3. I just feel like it needs to be brightened up a little bit. Okay. No contrast. And then let me go into... Actually, let's hit cancel real quick. Go away. Let me open this up in Explorer. I'm going to delete this. Try again. Skip. Oh, because Photoshop's open. Okay. Let's do this. So I'm going to set the brightness at 3. Oh, cool. I just use Creation Kit if I really need to move something. I try to anyway. So I'm going to select all of this. Objects, no. Terrain, yes. Brightness, I'm going to hope 3 is correct. It just seemed a little dark to me. Okay. And Gen. So this should work. Yeah, like I said, I just load up the cell and creation kit, move things around, make sure that it doesn't interfere with the nav mesh, and save it as an ESP file. But I like to make a collection of things in my head that need to move, and just kind of do it that way. And then I just save it in a folder, like a backup folder of things that I have changed. So it's kind of just one ESP file that I just kind of keep updating. It's a master patch, I guess you could say. I haven't really run across too many issues. Yeah, you know, a lot of people use the Skyland LODs with other mods, and then they've used Skyland LODs with like Cathedral or something, or they'll use other LODs with Skyland, and they all look good. I don't think it matters as much as people make it out to be. The only time where it like really matters is on the objects, like the meshes, the buildings, because like if you're using like Cathedral Imperial forts, but Skyland like LODs, right? Like Cathedral LODs for the architecture, and then like Skyland textures for architecture, you're gonna get that popping where the textures change as you get closer. That's gonna be your issue. But with landscape, I don't think it really matters, since so many people use grass mods and everything. I don't think it really matters. Thanks, Valhalla. I can't wait for you to try it too. That game patch creator sounds really cool. The CK can be totally touchy. SSE, the edit, Xedit, is a lot better because you're typing in absolute values, so it's a little bit easier. I like it when changing the like when I updated my watercolors, I use Xedit, and it works a lot better than going into Creation Kit and opening up the water records. It's just easier in Xedit. But if I'm actually like removing meshes, adding meshes, moving meshes around, adjusting lights or something, definitely CK works, I think, very quick, in my opinion. But I mean, there's no right way. I don't think. Everybody has their own pipeline that they're comfortable with. So that's why I never try to tell anybody like an app. I try to never give absolutes. Like, this is how you do it. You do it your way. You do it whatever works for you, whether it's making textures to making patches. If somebody's comfortable doing it in this environment or with that pipeline, that's how you should do it then. It's the same thing like with mod organizers. Like, for instance, Brandy is wrong and she uses Vortex, and I'm correct and use MO2. But there's no right answer. It's if you're comfortable in Vortex and like to be wrong, use Vortex. If you like to be superior and use Mod Organizer 2, use Mod Organizer 2. There's no right answer. There's no right answer. Tamrielic is cool too. I mean, there's such quality mods on Nexus. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. I mean, it just boils down to, like, you know, do you like that mod author? I really like mod authors that kind of have a collection of mods. So, like, if they have just like one mod, I might not use it as much as I might use a guy who has more mods, like a library, because I like to have that visual consistency. But that's just me. Then again, I get really, 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 really excited when I see new mod authors on Nexus with a really good mod, especially graphical mods like new textures and stuff. It makes me excited to see new mod authors come out with really great texture mods. That was one big reason why I started updating Skyland again, was people were coming out with really great texture mods, and I was like, boy, I'm resting on my laurels. I'm gonna have to update Skyland. Let's see, what did Brandy say? If you have a complex and you use MO2, then you blast Vortex because you know which is really superior. Vortex is good. I just ran into a couple of brick walls where I was like, oh, I got to do this. And then it was like, oh, I can't. And it made me sad. And I'm just so accustomed to using MO2. With that said, I started like everybody. I started with Nexus Mod Manager, NMM. Everybody started with Nexus Mod Manager. And then they retired it and came out with Vortex. And I was sad. And I was like, this is my opportunity to go to MO2. And so I did. One reason I like, I think the biggest reason why I like MO2 is because my data folder has nothing in it. It's super clean. There's nothing here. This is all the base game stuff. So that makes me happy if I'm working in like Creation Kit or something like I am for my Skyland dungeon, right? The only thing that's in my data folder pertains to this dungeon that I'm working on. So it's easy to just kind of fish through things. I don't have to worry about it because MO2 uses a virtual folder. Yeah, man, I didn't like Nexus Mod Manager either. It was buggy. Hello, Yoshido. I really look up to Brumbeck and Gamwich, honestly. Learned so much from him, and also Cable. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I'm going to put this in, this scene. Yeah. But Nexus Mod Manager, I mean, it was when they retired it finally, it was starting to get shabby. I felt anyway. It was getting pretty shabby. And I was fixing Nexus Mod Manager or working around its issues. I wasn't fixing anything, but working around its issues more than anything. Well, I can't do that. Whenever new people start modding, like they just got a PC and they're doing it, I always say get Vortex. Vortex seems like it's really, really good with beginners. All right, LOD gen's complete. We can exit that down. I'm going to jump back into game and see if the brightness helped it out at all. Vortex feels so natural to me. MO2 just doesn't work with how I think. You see, and I think that's the key. That's what I mean about people's pipelines. It's how do you comprehend things, right? It's like some people learn visually, some people learn by reading. I can't learn things by reading. I have to see it done. Like, show me and I'll get it immediately. If you make me read instructions, I have to keep reading them over and over again. But if your brain works in a certain way, then that's the way you should be doing it. You shouldn't have to adjust your learning for somebody else's comfort level. Cool. This looks like it blends a little bit better. Just a hair bit better. Still a little dark, but actually it's okay. I always feel like landscape should be darker in the background. That's just how I feel about it. I don't know what y'all guys think, but that's how I think. I think 5 might be better, but I think we'll be okay. I don't know why the lakes are so jagged. I don't like how the water is jagged. But it is. And there's no roads. That's going to be what it is. You know? But I think that should be okay, right? Okay, so at this point we need to take our textures. Yeah, I like the darker LODs too. I'm going to be honest with you. That's why I'm not going to brighten them up anymore, because I think that that blends fine. Let me do game scene. I think that that blends fine. Okay. Quick save in the menu for Shane when he sees this in the morning. And we're going to open up our Login output folder. So open and explore. I'm going to take these textures because the instructions say, for this you want to have all your blah, 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 blah. Terrain LOD, blah, 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 that will output the terrain LOD meshes and textures into the data folder. Okay. Then copy the terrain folder and meshes copy the terrain folder and meshes and the terrain folder and textures back into your Skyland folder. Okay. So, I'm going to close this real quick here. So that's that. I'm going to open my Skyland AIO folder. And then I'm going to open this one here. So, this can go into here. And then in textures, this. Shane is in bed. Oh, there's that Shane. Ball snaps. God, that's always going to make me laugh. Always going to make me laugh. I don't know why the word ball snaps makes me laugh, but it does. Okay. Now go back to MO2 and launch Dynalod. Okay, so here's Dynalod and launched for SSE. Oh wait, exit. I'm going to turn on the resources here. This I don't need. Okay. And this says, this is where I expect things to get bad because Dynalod is finicky. Click advanced. Okay. Here we go. Ignore. We don't need billboards. Cool. Advanced. We're going to select all of the areas. Cool. We're going to undo trees, like it says to do. Click the advanced, leave all the locations selected, uncheck the tree LOD button, and click OK. So these are going to be like all of my settings here. I'm going to click high. Okay. Here we go. This is going to take a while. Ignore. I don't need tree LODs. Trying redone, I use Busty Skeever and change the background depth of field so things are just a little blur to make it. I mean, doesn't the game have a built-in DOF slider? I mean, does that not work good enough? These are honest questions. So the names. SSE LODgen for terrain, then TextGen for meshes, and then DynDoLOD to place everything. And I think it probably generates some shit too. Okay, so when this finishes, when DynDoLOD is finished, you can go back to your Skyrim data folder and delete anything that isn't the terrain folders and meshes. That isn't the terrain folders and meshes and textures. What? We'll see. Oh, yeah. See, that's the whole thing, too. And even on Discord, in different channels, like, I know people in my Discord that are in other Discord channels, but they have different names. I'm like, who the fuck are you? And they're like, oh, I'm this person in your channel. And I'm like, why don't you just have the same name everywhere? I don't get it. I turned down the game depth of field, too. Because the ENB does it for us already. I want to see if this shows up. Let me see something here real quick. I'm going to pop over. Okay. Here we go. So I'm going to look at this mics real quick. I want to see if something works. Let's go to game scene. Damn. Colmic. Oh well. That angers me. Let's see if this will work. Cool. Nice. I can put VST plugins on my microphone. Okay. Discord is a application that has various channels in it where people gather in each channel and talk about things. So, like, we have the Skyland Discord channel, which, yeah, Shane is pretty much correct. Basically, it's an app with chat rooms in it, and so we have the Skyland chat room. Okay? If you're not old, you don't know what a chat room is. But there's a bunch of Skyrim Discords. Ours being, well, ours is a Skyrim chat. Yeah, ours is a Skyrim Discord. That's fine. So I am going to edit my microphone here. This is going to be fun. Now we're going to take a detour off of Skyrim and talk about audio. I'm going to add a compressor. You need a compressor. I'm going to do the la-la. Yes. Yes, I agree, Shane. Busty Skeever is a must-have mod on Xbox. It does do much for us Xbox players. I am an immersive freak when it comes to Skyrim, LOL. Thus saith Valhalla Viking 86, who was born in 1979. All right, let's compress. We're going to put a high-pass filter. We don't need a high-pass filter. My voice doesn't go that low. We don't need any of these filters. We don't need that. We don't need to limit it. I'm going to do 100% mix. We're going to do a peak reduction to where it's about 5. Check, 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 check. Cool. Nice. That's fun. And I'll add like little 2 dB here. That's fun, isn't it? Little compression going on. Let me see if I can hear myself. I'm going to put this on for advanced properties, monitoring on. Oh, that's camera. Clean mic, monitor, and output. Yes. Close. Nice. That's still going? Okay. Let me check this. Check, check. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Check, 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 check. Same volume. Cool. Now I have a little bit of compression going on here. And now I can add another one that I'm going to call EQ. And I'm going to throw up at 1073 because I like those. And that's going to be Brit channel. Open. Cool. Now this, I'm going to do 50 hertz roll off, 80 hertz roll off. I'm going to add a little 210 to my voice to make it really nice and bassy. And then we got to select the best frequency here for my voice. Check, 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 check right there. Pull it back a little bit. Nice. And then add a little air. Check. Cool. I'm going to do EQ into compression. Let's double check my compressor. Check. 1, 2. Check, check. Nice. So now without sounds like this, and with sounds like that. Nice. I like it. I didn't know I could do cool vocal effects and all of this. So I'm going to go back to my advanced audio properties and turn monitor off. Nice. I like that. Now I can sound more radio professional and radio friendly. Some people put noise gates on them. I really don't care to. This room is sound proof. Well, it's not soundproof. What is it? It's conditioned, right? Right? So like there's a sound panel right there, which usually goes in this corner behind the door, but we have a Christmas tree there. So it's over there for right now. And then on this wall, soundproofing, and both of these corners are soundproofing. And when I'm mixing, I also put them on either side of me, so sound doesn't bounce off the side walls and into my ears. And then way behind me, that wood panel up there is a diffuser. So it's just slats of wood. They're kind of expensive. These are like, there's 4 panels. They're like $80 each. Yeah. But I got those for my birthday, and I love them. I should do the Dracula voice. Dracula sounds a little like Khajiit. Yes? Yeah, the echo was on because I was monitoring my microphone so I could hear myself talk. Because when I'm talking, I can't hear anything. Can't hear anything. As we can see, Dynalot is still running. If you have a shit ton of mods and a lot of location edits and changes and stuff, and you have a lot of things going on, this can take a long time. We only have Skyland running, so it shouldn't take too long. Let me see. I used to do a really good Khajiit voice, but I feel bad because the guy who does that follower mod, whatever it's called, Inigo, he's kind of like the Khajiit go-to. The Khajiiti go-to. I think Khajiiti's just easy to do anyway. It's just a Russian accent. A rough, gruff Russian accent. The Dynalot usually takes me like 40 minutes, yeah? which is why I wait to rerun it. There's my Khajiit voice. This one likes Dandulot. When I'm not killing or drinking skooma, I run my Dandulot. Sometimes when I'm killing and drinking skooma, I run Dandulot in the background. That way I don't have to wait for it, and I'm so blazed out of my mind, I don't even know what's happening. Yes. So there that would be my Khajiit voice. I cannot do a Nord voice because moon sugar. I can't do a Nord voice. I cannot do that accent. It is so unique, right? There's a show out, and it's a really good show. They haven't had a season in a while. And now I'm trying to remember the name. It's about Thor. Yeah, third person. I keep forgetting that. Well, let me see. Well, let me see what it's called. Ragnarok. Of course, it's called Ragnarok. Ragnarok is a really cool show on Netflix, starring David Stakston and Jonas Strand Gravely. Anyway, this kid, he has a brother and a single mom, and they live like in Norway. And I think it's a Norwegian show. But the voice acting is really, really good, and they have like legit Norwegian accents. It's not like, you know, Alabama voice acting or something, which would be very weird. But it's a really good show. But the Nordic accent when they speak English is very unique, and I think it's very hard to duplicate. For me, it is. My girlfriend can do it perfectly, and I just don't get it. You've seen this, Valhalla? Isn't that a great show? That is a really good show for all the right reasons. It's got a little bit of everything for everybody, and I really like that show a lot. And the town they live in is really cute too. I'm like, I want to go to that town. Little small Norwegian village. It's very modern looking, but it's, I don't know, it just looks really peaceful. I could live there. I don't know if I can deal with, like, in the wintertime with it being dark all the time and the snow. I don't like snow too much, and it being, you know, near the Arctic Circle, that's kind of a turnoff. But it's very pretty. It's a very pretty part of the world. Hello, Revan. Revane? Star? Revan Star? Revon Star? Yeah, so I can't do the Nordic accent. That's basically what I was getting at. Can't do that. You know, Valhalla, you should do, since you can speak English really, really well, you should do voiceover work. I'm sure they're killing for native Norwegian speakers that can also speak English and have an accent, since there's so many Norwegian movies coming out to Netflix that are, you know, being viewed globally now. That's one reason why I like Netflix, is there's a lot of movies from countries that Americans would never see otherwise. We would never see these movies. But with Netflix, you know, we would never have seen Ragnarok here 10 years ago. And, you know, now it's a top 10 show on Netflix. So it's, you know, it's great. And it's really great for those actors, too. You know, those actors will get new jobs. They'll get better jobs. A lot of Indian movies coming to the small screen via streaming, and a lot of those actors are now finding themselves getting booked for jobs in Hollywood. It's crazy. Tromso. I hope that's saying it correctly. Is that correct? That's a big town. That's a big, big town. It is pretty. Look at that water. That's some, that's the glacier water right there. So I really wish that I could entertain you more while we sit here and wait for Dindalod to do its thing. I could play you guitar, tell you stupid dad jokes. You can just stare at me. I can stare at you. We can try to come up with fun accents. We can play I Spy. Just waiting on the Dindalod here. That's all we need. Oh, speaking of grit, I got an early Christmas present, and I posted it on Discord, so some of you have seen it. But I've had this on my wish list on Amazon for a while. This thing is so stupid. It's so bad. His whiskers, his poor whiskers, are just like his stupid tail. I don't even know what this is anymore, and I love it. It's girth. It's Gert. All right, so Dindalod is done. Let's get over to game scene. Dindalod is now finished. So I'm going to say save, zip, and exit. Save, zip, and exit. And it should hopefully open the folder. There you go, Gert. Hang over there. Now, I'm going to open up my games folders. Skyland programs, Dindalod. This, I'm going to delete this. What did I just delete? That didn't delete. All right. I want to delete that. I want to delete this. Okay. Dindalod output. Now, go back to your Skyland data folder and delete anything that isn't the terrain folders in meshes and textures. Okay. So I'm going to do a new folder. Dindalod. Yeah. You should definitely think about doing it. Get an agent. Okay. And I'm also going to take this and put it here. Because why not? All right. So in our Dindalod folder, we have meshes, textures, and the ESP files. Now, go back to your MO2, launch Dindalod, click Advanced, leave all locations selected, but uncheck the tree lod button and click OK. Okay, let that run. When Dindalod is finished, you can go back to your Skyrim data folder and delete anything that isn't the terrain folders in meshes and textures. Okay, well, textures doesn't have terrain. It just has this crap. But I'm going to keep those. Next, go back to where Dindalod folders, open Dindalod output folder. Copy everything in there to your Skyrim data folder. Okay. So I'm going to put this instead into my, open and explore. I'm going to put it in here. And let's hope that this is correct. Okay. And I'm also going to take these and put them in here. Okay. Next, use zmerge to merge the Dynalod ESM file and ESP file, but not the occlusion file. This is, let's look at my data. Details, right? List, view data, details. What does this say? It just says data file. But it doesn't say which one's an ESM and which one's an ESP. So I don't know. Let's go into here. I'm going to hit F5. Not going to turn these on. I'm just going to keep as is. And just go check out in game real quick. But we're not going to turn the Dynalod ESM or ESP files on. Yeah, you should look up agents in Norway. Like actor agents. And then, you know, we could work together. And you can send me audio files of like you talking scripts, right? And we can like edit it over video game footage using your voice. And then we can use that as your B-reel. Your B-roll. Is that what it's called? Demo reel, sorry. And we can create a demo reel for you. And we should do it like in English and Norwegian. Is that the language? Norwegian? I think that's correct. All right, so I'm going to do, let's get far, far away. Actually, we are far, far away. So we're going to go check out these buildings over here and see if they have Skyland textures on them. That's mainly what I'm looking for here. That doesn't look like it. This too does not look like it. So I guess I do need the ESP files, because that does not look proper. Yeah, okay. So, if we turn these on, okay, and then we run the game. Let's see if that works. Do you hire Japanese non-professional voice actors with a terrible accent? I don't hire anybody. I just said I would help. If you were looking for people, that's why I said go find an agent. That's who you want to talk to, not me. But I would think the Japanese market is actually probably more saturated, to be completely honest with you. Considering with like all the anime and this shit and that shit and so forth. So here, and these textures aren't correct. That's vanilla. That's vanilla. Probably because it's looking for the output. Okay. It's looking for it in the Dynalod folder, which I didn't import. I don't need that turned on because and let me see here. Let me think about this. Let me go into, open this up real quick here. That doesn't seem proper. So basically what it's looking for So if I do just this guy, but this guy needs this guy, but this guy says it needs SKSE. But I don't want to have SKSE. But let's get this Skyland programs down to LOD. And let's put in this also. And let's try that. Yes. Yeah. We might have to do it where we have to go through the data folder. And I don't want to do that. But if I have to, then that's what we have to do. As much as I don't want to do that. It's almost time to top my coffee off. If y'all don't mind. Let's do a new game also. Just so we're starting fresh. Swing the axe around. See, it says it requires papyrus. And I don't want that. So TFC. Let's run around. Yeah. No. Fuck, I hate fucking goddamn Creation Club bullshit. So the buildings and roads, no bueno. Landscape, bueno. It's the Dindalod shit. See, so this is vanilla. Right here. And then map mode, correct to Mundo. And I'm getting killed by a wolf. So, let's look at what Brandy said about the master stuff. It needs the other stuff happening here. All right, nothing is happening there. We're good. And then, I don't need this on anymore. So I can remove this mod. Yes. And then this outputs here and everything is my old output stuff. So this I'm going to keep where it's at because I need that saved here. Don't want to remove those. Let me go into here and let me get rid of that. Apply and okay. All right. So in all honesty, that should have worked. But it didn't. So I think what we're going to have to do... Yeah, that's vanilla, man. That's vanilla for you. So let's do... Have you finished putting it together or someone would use it? Maybe just test that way? No, it's not in a part where I can. It's not in a place where I can send it. So that's the ESP and that's the ESM. So to merge those two, not the occlusion file. Right? Or could I could probably combine that with the occlusion file too. Right? So do I have Z-edit in here? No, but I do have it here. Right here. But Z-edit, I can only do for my data folder. So I think what we're going to have to do is do it through the data folder. Let me see if I can... Okay, so we'll just do that one step then. So we'll add from file games, Skyrim program, zedit, and hit OK. Apply an OK. If we go into zedit, let's see if this runs. Yeah. And then I'm going to just do dyn-to-lod, and occlusion. Okay. And then what do we do? Wait, this is just to view them, right? Yeah. What I want to do is add plugins for my patches, right? So is that in... It's because I've made patches before. So here's my merges. I can delete that. So I think when it loads up, I have to do it, right? So let's close this. Let's run it again. And I want to do merge. Plugins unavailable. Create merge. We're going to call this Skyland LODs, just for fun right now. And approved. Plugins, dyn-to-lod, and occlusion. And we're going to hit OK. And we're going to say create merge. Wait, no, cancel. Build merges. Yeah, for sure, Shane. Okay. I'm going to X. And then I'm going to take that out. I'm going to open this up. So let's go and do here. In programs, zedit, merges. There is the merge here, which I'm now going to open this up in Explorer. Open this, copy it, paste it here. And then in here, there's my Skyland LODs ESP file. So now let's run it and see what happens. If anything, we just have to redo dyn-to-lod again. Basically, that's it. Because we've already genned for SSE login and TextGen. So let's start a new game, COC Whiterun. We'll look at the ugly wolves. Fine. So you see, even there, it's like, hey, I require SKSE, but it doesn't work. It wouldn't work on Xbox then. That's the kind of the thing, right? So here we go. As you can see, it's still old. Landscape, of course, works. So I think we missed something somewhere. Yeah, there's that stupid wolf. Kill. Ha. So that's kind of the only deal. So I think we have to run it through the data folder. Because like you said, okay. So let's do that. Why? Why do these trees have these textures? It has happy little tree textures. I mean, it doesn't matter because I'm not genning tree LODs, but I just think it's funny. Did I put these in my Skyland folder somehow? I don't think I did. Interesting. All right, so I'm going to reinstall Skyland. So I'm going to get rid of Skyland, remove mod. Yep. All 10 gigabytes. For the chopping block, but I didn't think that that affected the trees. Right? Turn that off. Okay. So we're cool, we're clean, we're good. Let us take my F folder, Skyrim, Skyland AIO. See if it'll drag and drop. Nope. Why? I don't know. I did not know that. Next, install landscapes, yes. Blended roads, yes. Blended roads, SMEM patch, yeah. Stony roads, not dirt, not snowy roads. Dirt roads, no. Tan mountains. Next, all of these, but not the donor wall. Gray farmhouses, imperial forts, yes. Nordic ruins dungeons, yes. Replace all road signs, yes. No lit, none of these. And we need vanilla water. Yep. 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 I did not know this. Well, enjoy the tree textures that I didn't know I included. I'm not going to put it in the list of things that it covers, though. It'll be a happy accident, a happy surprise. Thank you, everybody who's joining me tonight thus far. Make sure you finger bang the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. All right, so Skyland AIO, put it right here. That's fine. Okay. Oh, well, there you go. So, start text gen. Now, our text gen output is right here. So if I open an Explorer, here it is, and we gen these. Oh, it says 1118. Oh, sorry. SSE LOD gen, I meant. Open an Explorer. Gen these 1210. Yes, okay. So this is correct. This is current. So, text gen MO2, select stitch objects, blah, blah, blah. Once that finished, go to where your Dynalod folder is, and the text gen folder should be just called a folder called text. Wait, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you have Skyland active in MO2. So then, let me go into games, Skyrim programs, Dynalod, text gen output, right here. There it is. So, Once I finish, go to where download folder is, text folder just called textures. Skyland folder where MO2 stores mods. Fine. So right click, open an Explorer. Here's this. No, this goes away. Text gen output. I'm going to close this and close this real quick. Text gen output. Textures. Just going to copy these and throw this in here. Hello. Fine. Done. All right, so text gen output is now in Skyland. Yes, replace the files. Done and done. Copy the textures folder into your Skyland folder where MO2 source mods. Did it. Great. Next, you'll want to run SSE LOD gen terrain LOD beta. Did it. For this, you'll want to have all of your meshes and textures for Skyland in your Skyrim data folder, as SSE LOD gen LOD is not run from MO2, but I did, and it came out properly. So I'm just going to take this guy right here, open an Explorer, this guy, That's my SSE login folder. Copy. And into my Skyland folder for MO2. Okay. So this should take a second. So are you running MO2 inside or outside? Go back into Mod Organizer 2 and launch Dynalod. Click Advanced and leave all the locations selected, but la. Okay, so what I'm going to do, cancel, is I'm going to take my Skyland meshes and textures. I'm going to go to my Skyland here and just do this. I don't have any textures or meshes folders in my data folder. And I'm just going to paste these in here. So that's all of Skyland now in my data folder. So now it's in two places. It's in MO2 and in my, it's a hard copy in my Skyrim data folder. And let me open up Dynalod folder. Skyrim, no. Skyrim programs, Dynalod. Dynalod output and delete the zip. Okay. So that's there. And it's here. So go back to MO2 and launch Dynalod. Okay, so I have no ESPs here. That's fine. Dynalod run. SSE start. Dynalod resources not found. Okay. So let me X this, turn this on. I gotta read this really slowly here. Ignore the tree billboards. Advanced, high. No trees are on. Object log, glow windows, blah, 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 blah. That's all fine. All areas selected. Okay. Ignore. Good night, David. Thank you for joining us. We love you. So then, when Dynalod is finished, you can go back to your Skyrim data folder and delete anything that isn't the terrain folders and meshes and textures. Delete anything that isn't the terrain folders and meshes and textures. Okay. Open the output folder. Copy everything there into your Skyrim data folder. Okay. Why am I getting all these deleted references? Oh, that's from update ESM. Got it. While this is running, I'm going to go get me some coffee real quick. I'm sad because there was only a little bit left. Sad. Okay, so this is going to run for a little bit. For the same amount of time. What, 5-7 minutes? Something like that? Shouldn't take too long, I don't think. Valhalla, you're up late, aren't you? It's like 5 a.m. $8,714 references in the Soul Carn alone. Ishido, you always surprise me with your comments. Always. What are you cooking? What are you cooking there, Yoshido? Alright, now it's really generating the LODs. It's supposed to be fish steak. You mean fish fillets or fish and steak? I don't know what I'm going to do with any of y'all. Yeah, I do. I love y'all. I can't help it. But geez, sometimes y'all make me rub my forehead. Just like... It's exactly what I'm going to do. Put you out to pasture. Yeah, I've had those nights before where where I would cook something and then next thing it would be, all right, what do you want to eat for dinner? Because now I'm going to be ordering something. Burnt popcorn is bad. Burnt popcorn is bad. That's one of the worst. Although, when I order pizza, I usually put it in my oven because it keeps it warm. And there's been times where I forgot that I put a pizza in there, and then the next day, I turn on the oven to like bake some chicken, and then I just smell burnt pizza, and it's pretty bad. Where did that cat go off to? There's one cat. I got Belle on the couch. Right, Belle? Here, we'll see Belle. Let me get my OBS up so I can see it here. Hey, Belle. And that's the bell. Oh. Stay put. There we go. Maybe not that far. There you go. I mean, it's baked fish or pan-seared fish. It shouldn't be that hard. Let me tell you how to do it. Get a pan. You get a pan. Not a sauce, not a saucepan, like a big pan. You put in like a tablespoon of butter, which is, an inch of butter. Put it in the pan. If the butter turns brown, the pan's too hot. Start over. So like medium heat. Put in minced garlic. And when you can smell the garlic, it's ready. You take your fillet of fish and you put it in the pan skin side down. All right, not meat side down, skin side down first. And let it sit there about 2 minutes. When you can shake the pan and the fish slides, it's ready to flip. You flip it over, 1 minute, minute and a half, put it on a plate. It's done. All right. Then with what's left over in the pan, you can throw in spinach, asparagus, whatever you want. A little salt and pepper. Once it turns dark green, you put that on the plate. Dinner's done. That's all you got to do for fish. It's very delicate. You don't have to cook it a long time. 2 minutes on one side, flip it 1 minute on the other. Fish is done. Now, if it's a ocean fish like tuna or mahi-mahi or swordfish, you can cook it medium rare or medium if you so prefer. Sushi grade. Standard rules apply. Same rules apply. Minute and a half, 2 minutes on each side. Pull it. You don't want it white all the way through if it's an ocean fish. Freshwater fish, yes. Rainbow trout being one of my favorites. Fish is healthy to an extent. One time a week, I wouldn't recommend fish more than once a week. There have been instances where people were eating fish 3 to 5 times a week, sometimes 6 times a week. That's a lot of fish, but they were eating it. And over time, they started getting these weird symptoms, and it turned out to be mercury poison, okay, because of water pollution. So don't eat fish too often, or you can get mercury poisoning, apparently. So once a week, I'm sure is okay. But yeah, Colin Farrell, that's who it was. Colin Farrell got the mercury poison. Look it up. But yeah, something to keep in mind if you're eating fish. Yeah, a lot of microplastics. That's something to definitely kind of be aware of. That's a good point, Brandy. Know the fish you're eating. Trust the source. Yeah. Basically, get a good fishmonger. Somebody that you know, somebody that you trust. Grocery stores are usually going to be your hit and miss. If you can go to a market and get fish that doesn't have a smell, like when you pick it up, if you can smell any fish, give it back. It shouldn't have any scent whatsoever. But, you know, pole caught wild fish is good. San Francisco Bay caught fish, probably not good. Houston Bay fish, probably not good. I'm sure Japan probably has wonderful fish. The Nordic countries probably have really good fish. Northern Britain, like Scotland and the Shetland Islands, probably have good fish. I know New Zealand has good fish. So, you know the source, know the fish, know what you're buying. And you should be okay at that point. But still, I wouldn't fish too frequently. Might lead to some issues. Yeah. Solheim has good fish. Yeah. Yeah, Fish Tuesday is order day. Usually Tuesdays and I don't know, it depends on the restaurant. Thursday is a good order day, is when you get shipments in for the weekend. And then Tuesday is like everything that you ordered on Thursday. Tuesday is when it goes bad. So that's when you get your soups. So all the leftovers gets made into chili and soup and stuff like that for final day. That's when all the specials are. So yeah, never order on a Tuesday. That's a good rule. Thursdays and Fridays are good days. Oh, I did not know that. From gold processing, huh? Well, I guess while this runs, I can look at my dungeon. Let's look at my dungeon. Everything here seems to be pretty done, and that's good. I might take one of these guys, though. Put it right here. That's fine. Oh, it's done. So I'm going to hit save and exit. And I'm not going to zip it. Save me some time. Okay. Also, never eat sushi in a gas station. No fucking shit. Okay. When Dynalot is finished, you can go back to your Skyrim data folder and delete anything that isn't the terrain folders. Okay. So I can delete this. And I can delete this. Next, go back to where Dynalot folder is and open the Dynalot output folder. Copy everything in there to your Skyrim data folder. Next, use zmerge to merge. Let me open that up real quick. What does this say to do? Next, use zmerge to merge Dynalot ESP file. Okay. Load order. I don't know which way to put them. I'm just going to put them this way. Are you going to add the dungeon at some point? Yeah. Megalodon, I think it's extinct. Where are you going to put a Megalodon? Skyland LODs failed to build. Okay. So exit. Let me go into here real quick into merges. Let me delete that. Okay. So we're going to delete and delete. We're going to build a merge. Okay, we're going to create a merge. Well, if it'll let me. Delete. Okay, create a merge with plugins. And okay. Should the ESP be above the ESM? I don't know. I'm going to say yes. Why does this let me name things? Nope. Okay. Oh, it's master file. Master files go above. I'm just gonna hit OK. Build merges. Yeah, where are you gonna put a Megalodon? Like I don't think it'll fit in a storage freezer. Okay. So that built. Oh, cannot build. See, it says it can't do it. So if I go into here, it says to merge them. Okay, so there I can. Plugins. Please work. Okay. Damn. Cannot reproperly spit undefined at get new plugins text. I wonder, let's exit out real quick of this. I wonder if I delete this and then go into Z edit, and I'm going to run it as admin. Sometimes you have to do this. I mean, the Megalodon's so big, it's probably bigger than your apartment. It wouldn't fit in your apartment. Yes, Daniel, it is your fault again. Okay, so that didn't work. So let's delete that. Exit out. Merges. What I'm going to do is look at these. And let's go into here. I'm going to keep these turned off. And we're going to take a gander at this and see if it's at least working. Because the ESP and ESM file, he says, is only if you have like the glowing windows, right? And if I have to sacrifice that, I will. That's right, no Megalodon for Daniel. So it's super bright because of my EMB, which I'll now turn off. Okay. Fuck off. Yep, didn't do it. These are all vanilla textures. Which is interesting. But if I turn this on and I turn on, let's see, where's it at? Papyrus util. Then turn these on. It'll probably work. Let's see. All right, so here's the Megalodon. Here's a person. Here's a school bus. So honestly, I don't think you could really fit anything, to be honest with you. But that's just me. What do y'all think? So looking at this instructions, I'm not sure as to what is happening. Yeah, maybe. Let's do COC white run again. All right, here we go. So now, let's do this. Let's go to TFC. Still, so I'm thinking it might be a text gen issue. I mean, an SSE log gen issue. I think that's what it was, is because I tried to run I tried to be cute. Tried to be cute and run SSE log gen. Which surprises me. Like, I never run SSE log gen outside. Ever. Ever. Yet, for this instance, it's like, sorry, you're going to have to run it outside. That's what it's saying, basically. So, which is whatever. True. Yes, but here's the deal. Hello, welcome back, Valhalla. Here's the deal. Megalodon would have to go through such an evolutionary change to exist so deep in the ocean that we never would have seen it on an oil rig, or to never have seen it through satellite imaging, like with, you know, for heat and stuff like that. Like how we track whales and stuff. Speaking of whales, we would find dead whales. Like, I think we would find whales with like huge bites out of them. So when you look at like the depth of like a great white shark, it would be much more, it would be, I think, closer in line with that. Okay, so we did that, we did that, we did that. And then, so that's there. We run the text gen. So from text gen, blah, blah, blah. And once that finishes, go to where you're down the little folder. There's a text gen folder just called textures. Textures folder stored in image to stores mods. That's already done. Next, you want to run SSE log gen, trainlog beta. Okay, so we're just going to run that from our games folder. This I don't need. For this, you want to have all of your meshes and textures for Skyland. Blah, blah, blah. It is. Okay, so we select all of these, and we have. Bop, 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 bop. That's all good. We don't need occlusion. Should we do occlusion? No, we get it from Dynalod. So now we can generate. And this is pretty fast. Yeah, so, like, if you look here, right, like, you look at an anglerfish, right? This is an anglerfish. This is a deep water fish. This is like super deep water fish. See the eyes? They're pretty much accustomed to seeing things in pitch black darkness. That's a big fish compared to her. All right. Anglerfish. But it has very specific features about it. Basically, like no skeleton. It would just be crushed under the weight. Pretty much blind eyes, like glossed over because it's been in pitch black darkness its whole life. You see what happens when they're above the water? They get flat. That's a small one. Small one. So, yeah, I bet it sings bass. That's funny. So basically, you can see their eyes popped out because the pressure was so much different from being below water to above water. Their eyes actually don't look like that. Sorry, viperfish is what I was looking for. So basically, you have to have certain specific properties to be that deep in the water. So if Megalodon was still alive, it would have to evolve and adapt these new features, such as huge eyeballs and other aspects. And I just don't think it would. I just don't think it would go that deep. This is a deep sea creature here, but it didn't go above water. See, we found this guy. But then again, LOD gen complete. Okay. So LOD gen's complete. Exit. Okay. Then copy the train folder in meshes and the train folder in textures back into your Skyland folder in MO2. Okay. So let's go to data, textures. There's the terrain. We can open this guy here. Give me this. Textures. This one. Copy and paste. I'll go to the meshes folder here. Get the terrain ready to go. And this should take a bit. So, but with that said, all the time we're finding species that we thought were extinct for 100 years that we find somewhere in, the rainforest and stuff, right? Like I think they just found like a moth or something or a frog. So, who knows? Who knows? Maybe tomorrow, maybe in 50 years, we'll find a megalodon washed ashore. Who knows? All right, and then in meshes, paste this bad boy. And now we're going to go run LOD. Done. Okay. Text gen was already done. LOD gen is already done. So now we get to run the LOD. Let's do one thing. Get rid of all of these here. And here I'm going to delete these LODs and this occlusion. Here, we don't need it. Now, let's run LOD. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to ask them to do it. Ignore. Advanced. This is all fine, and that's all selected, and okay. And ignore. Okay. Yeah, I mean, who knows, right? Who freaking knows? That's the thing. And I like to have a sense of wonder. I like to keep an open mind for stuff like that, personally. I think that it's healthy to have that imagination and to think about all the cool things that could possibly be out there, even, you know, beyond our planet. I think that's always a fun thing to think about. Really? No, don't want that. Go away. Cool. There's this. So we're going to make a really cool frame for Christmas. Check it. I think I'm going to cut it like right here. So I'm going to go into my edit mode. Cut. Can I loop this? Is there a loop setting? Let's go into cut. Aw, hold on. I want a loop. How do I do it? Actually, you know what I am going to do? I'll just do this. Close enough. No, it's not. Fuck it. Have to do the whole thing. So whatever. Okay. Now I want to go to deliver. And we're going to change this to QuickTime. No. AVI. No. Cineon. I can't remember which one I have to do here. I think we can try MP4. But I have to have it to where it can maintain transparency. And I think I'm going to do something like 720. Is this done? No, it's still thinking. Okay. Custom video. 720 is fine. But where's my maintain transparency? It's one of these settings. Thought it was the GoPro sign form, but it is not. Not H.264 or H.265. Kakadu? Nope. MPEG? Nope. You would think it would be MPEG. I don't care about the photo JPEG. Let me see here. It's going to be in here. DaVinci maintain transparency. blogs are just so stupid. Because, like, blog articles, because they never give you the answer. They just want you to read the whole thing and be like, you know, you read the whole article and then they're just like, sorry, we don't actually know how to do it, but thank you for reading our 5,000 word essay. So let's see about so ProRes. Yeah, sign form does. That's what I thought. But it just doesn't say, it's not giving me an option for that. Advanced settings. Subtitle settings. We don't have subtitles for this. Color space, don't care about that. Yeah, that sucks. That makes me sad. And it won't do it. Oh, export alpha? Possibly. Let's see. We'll try that. Christmas border to desktop. Save. Let's try that. And add to render queue and render all. Blah, 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 blah. And done. Now, if I go into here and I just add, let's see if this works. You're going to see it if it works. Add media source. Okay, I'm going to call this Xmas frame, just for now. Browse to desktop. I'm going to hit OK. There we go. I can shrink it. Can I rotate it? Transform. Rotate. Oh, can I just scrunch it, though? That's what I want to do. Oh, wait. Loop. Okay. There's that. Now, if I take my... Where's this guy? There's that guy. Cancel. So let's go to my game cam. Game scene. Game scene uses that guy. But that means that game cam box, right? Game. Damn. I wish I could edit this to where it was disproportionate. That would be really cool. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're going to lose the audio and stuff as I was just clicking around. So let's do transform. really, let's reset transform. There we go. We just have that. I really wanted to frame around my head. But see, it does it in proportion. Oh, hold shift. Okay. So then we can transform, rotate 90 degrees. Put this here. Hold shift. Here we go. We'll just scrunch it. Done. And then I'm going to copy this. And then if I go in game and then paste it, I can then, will this work? Reset transform and do this like this here. Very nice. I'm going to put this below logo. There we go. Perfect. Game scene, it still stays the same. No game scene, paste. Put this below logo. Reset. Stretchy do. Bada bing, bada boom. It's Christmas time in the city. With game. Look at us go. Look at us. That's fun. So now I get to put that here in my video folder and just paste that bad boy there. It's so big. It's such a big file. I'm going to have to edit this to where it's a much smaller file. But for now, that's pretty fun. Grab the fat cat. Okay. Hey guys, how you doing? It's Gert, the cat. Hello. I'm dreaming above a white Christmas, like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. There you go. Fat Cat wins again with his stupid little legs and his stupid whiskers. Sky Cat is passed out somewhere. I don't know where Sky Cat is, but he is asleep. Sleeping. And he's fine with that. He loves to just, he's probably under the Christmas tree sleeping right now, to be honest with you. Or in a closet. He does like to go into closets and he'll find like clothes on the floor and just, he'll pile them all into a pile and just pass out on it. You won't see him all day. He'll just be hidden away somewhere sleeping. Or he'll be Crazy Cat and have the zoomies all day. One of the two. He'll either want to be a hellion or he'll want to be passed out. That's what he does. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Who was the person that was in our stream that liked the song Melissa by the Allman Brothers? Who was that? Who was that? Still waiting for Dindalot here. We can all see it over here. And when the white screen's up, it means Dindalot's still running. But yeah, I can't remember who it was that liked the song Melissa. Oh, was that you, Shane? Let's see if this will work. While Dindalot is running, we can do other fun things. Like play with the kitty cat, meow, meow, meow. Meow, wave, meow, wave, meow, meow, meow. Hug all of you. Hugs. Boop. Boop. Wash your eyes. All right, so this was going to be a surprise for you, Shane. I was going to put it on the Discord, but what's your name in the Discord? It's not Ball Snaps, is it? I don't think it's Ball Snaps. I've never seen a Ball Snaps in the Discord. Oh, you're rubbing your forehead now? Don't diss me and Gert over here, okay? Gert's a good boy. He's a little slow, okay? But he means well. He has a heart of gold. With his stupid turkey legs. He likes big butts and he cannot lie either. So, don't dog the Gert. Belle's just like looking at me. She's got like one eye closed. She's just like, shut the fuck up. I'm on the Xbox link. Okay. Let's see if this plays. No. All right. Let me pause this music real quick. Properties. I'm going to do it's always hard to get my studio program to come through my OBS. It's always a weird thing. Are you done? No, you're not done yet because that thing hasn't worked up yet. Let me see. No, it's still running. Let me see. I wanted to get this program to go through this. Oh, there it is. So we're going to save and exit. We can shrink this down. It's not saving. While it's saving, I'm going to just do this real quick then for you. Because this will just be quicker. So while that's doing its thing, I can open up. This is done, which means I can now open this up. Not that, this. So when Dindalot is finished, you can go back to your Skyrim data folder. And so this is my Skyrim data folder. And delete anything in the terrain folders that isn't terrain. Okay. Go back to where Dindalot folder is. No. All right, cool. And now we go into here, games, Skyrim programs, Dindalot, Dindalot output. Go back to Skyrim data folder, go back to and copy everything into your Skyrim data folder. Paste. Replace. Okay. Now, let's just go in here and just check things. Okay? And make sure that they're working. I'm not going to do any Dindalot stuff. I'm just going to run it as is. So, here you go. Let's pray that Daniel hasn't messed this up. But this is going to be our last try. This is going to be our last attempt. The last attempt. Continue. We'll do new game. COC white run. Okay, let's run away from the wolf. Turn off our EMB. I don't think this worked. So that didn't work. So I'm thinking that we're going to need the ESP files. Yeah. That's not correct. That's vanilla. So ESP files. Let's run it again. But I didn't run it with Papyrus, so I might have a little bit of a shitstorm here. Yeah, but if this doesn't work, I'm just going to hit them up and be like, hey, I tried for like 5 hours, and it didn't work. So, sorry. After all of that. Wearing heavy armor or using heavy weapons will slow you down. Yep, didn't work. Yeah. Although, nope, that looks vanilla, right? That's definitely vanilla. And so, and then if running with Papyrus, hey, Belle. Meow. I know, I gotta switch it over to game scene. I suck. Yeah, just, yeah, go watch Game Info. It's pretty much straightforward. Dynalod 3 is going to be your best bet, though, because you can generate 3D trees. It's better. You always want the 3D trees. FYI. I can never tell, but yeah. Definitely still vanilla. Even when it's ran like how I usually do it, it still just wants to run vanilla, which is super weird. Because if I go into here and I delete these things, right? Textures, and delete, sorry. Cool. And then I hit restore backup and restore backup. Cool. And then run. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm following the instructions perfectly. I did it how I usually generate LODs, then I generated LODs again, how they put it in the instructions, and it still didn't work. So now I'm going to try it just with my old settings, like with my original load order. Okay. Let it think. I know. So you see white run. Don't have to turn off the EMB this time because we have a weather mod. Look up. Oh, you're sad. And then we go jiggle, jiggle, jiggle the skull. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. And it's raining. W10A 234, and then TFC. Yeah. So now we have proper LODs. That's Skyland LODs. Like, I don't know what the issue is. Like, I know I can generate LODs. I obviously have done it well. So I'm not sure exactly where the disconnect is. Now, in my mind, I would like to say that I could use these, but the problem is that I can't because they have all of my whole load order is in these LODs. Yeah, this is Autumn of Whiterun. So I'm unsure what the dealio is. Unsure. Yeah, I don't know. The Autumn of Whiterun also, you can't generate LODs off of the trees for it for some reason. I don't know why, but I've tried 1,000 different ways and I can't generate LODs for the trees. So they will pop in every single time, no matter what. So who knows? I'm going to ask them to do it, but to send me the files first before they make it like a BSA file, because I need to make sure that the roofs in Whiterun are not yellow like they are in the base game. And make sure that like the outside walls also line up properly. The Whiterun outside walls. Well, for all the cities, actually. It is a great mod. I do love it. There are some issues. For some reason, even with the JK patch for it, which maybe I just didn't install properly, there are some trees that are out of place in Whiterun. But it, like over here, so like you get like some floaty trees in some places. But for the most part, it's okay. For the most part, it is okay. So yeah, so hopefully I'll get them back in maybe a week or so. Hopefully they can do them within like a week. And then we can give props to this person. They did well last time, so we'll see. They offered, but I said I'll try to do it myself first. Obviously, I suck at it. And I know for a fact Shane is going to be watching this. Future Shane's going to be watching this and pulling out his hair and yelling at me, being like, why didn't you do this? And why didn't you do that? And all of these things, which, you know, I don't care. I'm a texture artist. I'm not this person to sit here and generate files and folders and stuff. That's not what I do. I'm not good at it. I can make textures, and I can kind of make a dungeon, and I can kind of make a town. Like, I know enough in Creation Kit to be super dangerous, but I'm in no way proficient. I can make textures, and I can make models. That's what I'm okay at. I'm better at making textures than I am at modeling. There are better people at that. So that is super disappointing. Quick save for Shane. Yeah, that disappoints me, but, you know, is what it is, right? We tried, and we all went on the journey together. Who is it? Let me see. I gotta Control-Delete. It is, yeah, Ballin. That's who I got it. That's who's helping me, who sent me the instructions. So we're gonna have to work with them and see if we can get some of this shit genned out, because that's sad. It saddens me. I don't know about you guys, but it saddens me, at least. Yeah, very awesome. Very, very awesome for sure. But I'm sad that it didn't work out. All right, Shane, this is for you. The singing is bad. But I wanted to check out this new microphone. But the singing is bad.
Crossroads seem to come and go. Yeah, it just it flies from coast to coast. Knowing many loving none, bearing sorrow.
Is that okay? That sounds pretty good.
But back home, he'll always run to sweet Melissa.
That's that hippie organ.
Freight train, each car looks the same, all the same. No one knows his name.
Yeah. So I'm going to record that. I got to do the lead guitar and I got to do the vocals. But then it'll be done. And I was going to put it on Discord for you. So I hope you enjoy that when it comes out. Anyway, thank you all for joining me and hanging around an hour longer than we should have. Gert thanks you. And Bell thanks you. And Grit, who wherever he is, thanks you also. I thank you very much. It's been emotional. Enjoy the outro song, which also sounds a lot like the Allman Brothers. And we will talk to you all later. Good night. Bye.